Hi folks, before I get started here, let me introduce myself. My name is Troy, and I've been working on the chase since 2014. You might also know me by my posting name, Why Must I Go? Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to release a series of videos that cover concepts that I've been working on over the years. I can't comment on the frequency of the videos because of real life issues that are beyond my control, but I'll try to do my best to get them out there when I can. So be sure to subscribe to my channel to get notified when a new video comes out. Note that in my videos I will not discuss a complete solve. Everyone has their own ideas of where the chest is, so I want to try to keep things generic enough so that it might help you no matter where you're searching. Also, please understand that I do not claim to know where the chest is. I also do not claim to know that my ideas are facts. This is up to you to decide for yourself. My only goal is to kickstart you on a cool journey based on the theories that I do not see talked about that much online. I know there is a risk that I might give away too much information and cause someone else to beat me to the chest, but so be it. I'm willing to accept that risk. If it helps you, that's cool. Toss me a coin or something if you want to. In this video, I'm going to explain one concept that I've been working on for almost a year now. My theory is that the poem might not only work out as a map to the physical location of the chest, but also a table of contents or map of the Thrill of the Chase book itself. You may have seen me discuss this in the past. I've been talking about it on forums for almost a year. I also sent it to Forrest Fenn a few times. Of course, he didn't reply. Keep something very important in mind. Forrest has stated that the poem stands on its own. You can solve this thing with just the poem. The steps I'm about to show you is my attempt at putting the poem to use on the book. Then you can locate the hints precisely without getting stuck in all the rabbit holes and red herrings such as Robert Redford's book. Okay, so is the poem also a map of the Thrill of the Chase? You notice that in the Thrill of the Chase there is no table of contents. Could the poem be the table of contents? A table of contents, of course, leads to chapter pages and puts the book in order. Is the first stanza in the poem in the form of a riddle that tells us how the poem is a table of contents or a map of the Thrill of the Chase? Here's the first stanza. As I have gone alone in there. Well, he's alone in the memoir. He tells the story in the memoir. And with my treasures bold, again, the memoir, the pages contain many forms of treasures. I can keep my secret where? The memoir. The secret position in the form of hints? Maybe. The next line says, and hint of riches new and old. Well, that's what he does. There are hints in the book. Is this the first hint, not a clue of the poem? That's what we're going to discuss right now. But first, I want to review a couple of things. Forrest has done many interviews in the past, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of important things that he said. This goes all the way back to 2011 and up to 2013. So, the first video, which is a report from Santa Fe with Lorraine Mills, he did this back in 2011. And he says, quote, well, in my book there is a poem, and there are 9 clues in the poem. And the clues are in consecutive order. If you want to find a treasure chest, you have my book there. I'll tell you how to get it. Read the book, just normally. Read the poem, and then the rest of the book. Go back and read the poem 6, 8, 10 times. Study each and every line, every word. Then after you do that, read the book again, slowly, with the idea of looking for clues and hints that are in the book that will help you follow the clues in the poem. You can find the chest with just the clues, but there are hints in the book that will help you with those clues. Next, he was interviewed by EIS Radio at his home in Santa Fe back in 2013. He said, quote, I have some advice. Read the book and then study the poem over and over. Read it over and over. Maybe even memorize it. And then go back and read the book again, looking for hints that are in the book that are going to help you with the clues that are in the poem. That's the best advice I can give. You have to find out. You have to learn where the first clue is. They get progressively easier after you discover where the first clue is. Now, the Moby Dickens video back in 2013. He says, if you are really serious about looking for the treasure, get the thrill of the chase and read it. And then go back and read the poem over and over and over again. And then go back and read the book again, but slowly. Locate every little abstract thing that might catch up in your brain that might be a hint to help you with the clues. Any part of some is better than no part of any. Notice that although we do not require the book, he seems to stress reading it a lot, right? So to me, this means that if you do not use the hints in the thrill of the chase, we could still solve the poem, but due to the poem being so vague, it could take many, 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 many years of trial and error. Those failed trips are going to get very costly. I noticed because I've been out there 4 times myself. Imagine those who've been out there over 100 times. Wow. So here, we have the only person who knows where the chest is, and he's stressing over and over that the hints are important. So why would we ignore him? It's the best advice we can get. Here, we go online, we read blogs, we post, we watch videos. For what? Because we're looking for hints. Well, I think the $35 I paid for the book at the original store, because I didn't buy it from Amazon, I'm not going to get ripped off by the people prices what they're charging for it. So, I mean, just, if you're into it, buy it from the original store. That's up to you. Before I go any further, let me also say this. The following was pointed out to me by a searcher named John Brown, and I agree completely with him. To be honest, I will not discuss if John is right or wrong. It's pointless because this entire video is about using the book to get the hints. I already said the book is not required. It is optional. Here is John's reply when he was told that the hints are not deliberately placed. One of my favorite examples is the chapters in my book have very subtle hints, but are not deliberately placed to aid the seeker. Well, the grammatical subject of that sentence is the chapters. Thus, the little interpretation of the sentence is that the chapters are not placed to aid the seeker. But clearly, the hints are there to aid the seeker because he just told us that repeatedly. The question is, how do we get to those hints? There's also a lot of, things like Robert Redford didn't write a book, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Catcher in the Rye, countless other things wrong in the book, So take it for what it is. I'm saying that the chapters are out of order. So you need to use the table of contents to access the thrill of the chase hints. But there is none. Well, I say there is, and I'll show you how to begin using it to go directly to the hints. I'm going to try to use screenshots to illustrate how it works. Please let me know if you have any problems in the comments below. It isn't hard to get jump started, but he also did not make the hints easy to find. He made it very hard to extract them, in fact. He did this probably because the hints will save you a lot of trial and error, but we will have to work hard to get them. I'm not sure about you, but I would rather do this work than spend money on failed searches. Here we go. But first, I want to take some time to thank someone named Sean Dotson. He posted on the forums as Sean NM because he's from New Mexico. I want to thank him for what he told me about a year ago. And he told me to focus on the poem, forget the forums, the screenshots, etc. Well, I did that. And that is what caused me to make this discovery. Sean is a real bright guy, and I suggest you check out his YouTube channel. He set me straight. Watch Sean. He's got what it takes to find the chest. As Forrest would say, he's dangerous. I don't necessarily agree with him on everything he says, but he's somebody to pay attention to, in my opinion. So let's jump right into things here. Hang on a sec. Let me get stuff taken care of.